As far as I know, the only like two actual sword styles that have consistently been practiced since their inception are like fencing with the rapier or the saber or whatever, and that's a sport, and kendo. I wonder how rare it must be if there are any like unbroken swords lineages, because it's been how many hundreds of years since guns have dominated the battlefield. I don't know. I like swords though, but I know they're impractical. But all it would take is an advancement in technology that would make bulletproof armor, until they'd say, all right, let's start hitting each other with big heavy sticks again. All it would take is some kind of bulletproof body armor, and everybody would be hitting each other with sticks again, or staying very far away from the battlefield. They'd probably have some armor piercing rounds, but more than likely it would be a race of catch up. You know, most people wouldn't be able to do anything about an armored suit. I mean, that's what the knights were all about. They kind of changed the way things were. But I don't know what the future would hold. Ideally, the future won't have any kind of war in it whatsoever. But it seems like an unrealistic line of thought. Yeah, I'm thinking about I might start trying to develop a game. Or a series of games. I need a I need to finish going through the classes and stuff. I don't know that I have the attention span for it, but here recently I've been kind of enjoying playing video games again. And it's been giving me a little motivation in real life. It's a nice peaceful way to engage in the mind. I don't know. monsters and swords that may not sound peaceful to you, but it's my happy place. Fighting monsters is my happy place. Now, if it was a game where they didn't allow me to attack at all, I'd probably not be wanting to play it so much. I hate those games. It's just basically hide and seek and tag, which is not, I don't know, it's not a fun thing in a game because it's not as mobile. How did I find... Where am I? How did I make it over here? I skipped an entire area. Okay, so we'll just set that aside. And then we finish exploring this other hole. I'm kind of not happy that I can't strafe while running, but it makes sense. You'd have to have some higher levels of agility to be able to strafe while running, especially with the full suit of armor. But it's just a sidestep, you know. But I get it. Where I see a resting spot. Alright, we already explored that other side. So let me go back in that hole to complete out this side of the room 2 branching corridors. I'm guessing, I don't know, I'm gonna assume, I'm gonna call that first entrance into the second room the north direction. So I'm gonna say that this is the east side. Okay, no, I'm gonna leave that hole because that's a branching room of the third great room, which is more of a central room. So I'm going to save that to explore that whenever I reach the third room. The third main room. So now we're going to go explore the western side, or the left side. I don't have a compass or anything. Like I said, I'm going to orient it as being north facing. And when I say, just for clarification, what I'm saying is this is the door I'm talking about. It's a shame there wasn't anything to do with this. I can't say anything with it anymore. Anyway, so we started out over here. I'm gonna say that this direction is north, the way I'm traveling. I'm gonna say this is all north, because that's how I keep it in my mind. So now we're gonna go left, or in our pretend compass, west. Chest, so I did find something. Had a nightmare during a quick nap. Okay, this room is complete. There's no secret doors. I like to take a right-hand path, and I like to explore the whole room before I enter any other doors. And what that does is, over the course of time, eventually that will cement it in my brain, in my mental map. But what it does is it just makes sure that I haven't missed anything. It's hard to get lost doing it this way. Okay, and we're checking. Oh man, I just died. Whoops. Well, I'm glad I saved just a moment ago. Great, I did it again. There's no light. I'm about to die. Yeah. Awesome. Wasn't paying attention. Yeah, I don't really like two-handed swords in video games because I just think that they don't use them properly. But like I said, I'm not trained in weapons. Not really. I don't know shit. So, but, you know, I can have an opinion just like anybody else. And if you don't like it, well, tell me about it. Maybe we can discuss it. Learn from one another why I have my opinion. Okay. I don't know where this room took me. So I'm gonna backtrack until I find that room again. I guess I should stand in the light a little bit just to... Because again, I'm not just exploring, I'm creating a mental map, and it helps for a lot of reasons, especially in a game where things change, and instead of just being a once and done kind of situation, some games can use an area over and over pretty effectively. And I couldn't really tell you what it is that those games do to reuse those areas. And I'm not just talking about Respawn. I can't think of a solid example right now, honestly. like, I don't really like slow weapons. To be honest, it's just unsafe to me. It gives too much opportunity to the enemy to use a slow weapon. Alright, I guess that's it for this room. And I know from my prior experience that this room goes into the left corridor of the third chamber. So instead of explore it, I'm gonna re-centralize, and I'm going to go into the third room, re-explore the third room. It would be nice to be able to select with a clicker items and things, like, so if there was some kind of button to take away. Well, it might be problematic though. I don't know. It might be problematic to allow free use of the mouse cursor. It might be problematic, but it would be something interesting to explore, to be able to discern between different items, or what would be a good solution. And this might just be a note for whenever I develop my own game, just as a hobby. If there's more than one item on the ground, equip it and it shows all of the items. A lot of games do that. I think I like that a lot, because it can be kind of a pain to select a certain item on a group of things, like when I drop all those weapons and potions and things, and then trying to sort through them. And just inventory management. Play enough role-playing games and you'll get good at inventory management just by necessity, because you're going to have such a big inventory and you're going to need so many different things that it's just what's going to happen. You're just going to get good at it if you keep playing them. As a side note, and menu, like, if you play a lot of turn-based games, you'll get really good at menu navigation. At least that's what I found in my own life. I used to play turn-based role-playing games when that was pretty much all the role-playing games there were turn-based role-playing games. I think Morrowind was one of the first action-oriented role-playing games I ever played. I'm treating these columns as like an invisible wall as the limitations of my exploration, so I don't go too far. Because when searching for something like an orb I'm missing to, there's obviously an orb somewhere. Unless, of course, they're going to allow me to go onto the second floor and then come back. Which, if I search everything and I don't find anything, that's what I'm going to end up doing. But I can, because of these rows of columns, I treat it as basically 3 different rooms for the purposes of exploration and searching. Because I want to make sure that I have eyes on every piece of ground, especially considering I don't have a lantern. So I'm having to search in the dark. The plus 35% night vision is a great help. but it's still, you know. Alright, so that's that room. Again, I'm going to go right first. There's a secret. We've already explored it, but I don't really remember what it is. So, I'm going to look at it again. And again, there's a door there, but I'm going to finish exploring this room before I move on to that room. And then we're going to go right. I know from experience that this is where that grub thing was. I'm only turning on the light to see if there's a crouch thing I missed, because that's a feature that I learned I could do recently, is crouch and crawl under things. So in spots where I can't clearly see, I am checking again to make sure that I didn't miss anything, because again, we do know there's something missing. I do know that there is something missing. There is an orb on the first floor. To use that that was so close. Thanks for stopping on your own, fellow. There's an orb, one of 3. We'll check this again to make that mechanism. And so far in this game, every lock that we've come across, every lock that I've come across, has had its key on the same floor. So I have no reason to expect that this orb is on a different floor. And this, some people might say this is tedious, but, you know, and it is. It is a bit tedious, but to unlock all the locks is kind of a satisfying thing, you know? Like, especially considering it's a short game, it's just a demo. Why not? I've enjoyed this game. I'm gonna have to wait 2 weeks for it to release, and then I may not buy it right away because I've got other life circumstances going on, and I don't always play games even if I want to play them. So, that's it for this room, I think. gonna take a quick minute. I gotta go piss. Alright, I've returned with a refilled cup of coffee. Alright, let's continue our canvassing of, or rather our search. Well, I'm gonna, since this is split, I almost want to test to see if it'll let me roll across. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Real quick. It didn't save the game. Alright, I know I'm testing the system. Also, I kind of want to attack monsters again. I did look up one of the achievements, and one of the achievements is to kill 3 enemies with this sword, because I'm almost done with all of them, and you know, I'm kind of stuck. I thought that the butcher achievement was going to be to kill all of the big bad guys, and it wasn't, so I felt like I wanted to look up what it actually was for. And so I need to kill 3 dudes with like this axe. So at least on the first floor, looking at it pretend-wise, as if in a survival situation, at least survivors have this big water thing. And if we were treating this like this dungeon was part of a bigger world, I've just cleared the whole first floor. So the first floor would be safe. What it would need is it would need some architects to shore up the holes in the wall where the spiders are getting through. Make sure that there wasn't any collapse. Definitely put some like banisters or something to keep people from falling through. Repairing the lights and then just populating it. Putting people here, because I mean, it would be a good idea. Let me save while I'm here. That way I don't forget what I've explored. And I know it's not important, but you never know. I hate having to re-trigger triggers. And when I say triggers, I'm referring to like some enemies don't spawn unless you do a certain thing. Some items don't appear unless you do a certain thing. And I don't like forgetting which triggers I've activated. So I like to save frequently. I hate having to backtrack, and you know, it's just a lot to keep track in my brain. I don't like to have to keep a lot to keep track in my brain. I don't like to do that. Let's see, are you gonna give me my last kill? Send a spider at me. So I guess I'll go and re-explore. I only have a minute and 43 seconds left. But with this amulet, I'm doing a lot better. Okay, I was trying to remember an area, but this is the area. I was having trouble remembering it. I thought there was another spider area, but this is the first spider area. What I'm looking for, most likely, is going to be a corpse with precious loot. Most likely, what I'm looking for is a corpse with precious loot. Interestingly enough, okay, I don't know how many of you know this, but do you know why it's called loot? Why we call it loot? I don't know this for sure. I can't confirm this. But I was replaying Final Fantasy 1 because it's currently one of the games available on Xbox Game Pass. And the first thing you do in Final Fantasy 1 is save the princess and retrieve the loot. And the loot is a literal lute, a guitar-like instrument that is used as a key of some kind. And so I don't have any confirmation that this is where it came from, but I'm fairly certain that that's why we call it lute, because it's referring to the stringed instrument that we had to get in Final Fantasy 1, which is among the first role-playing games in existence. Okay, I'm about to die. I need to find some light. I'm not sure where I am. I'm gonna have to backtrack and go back. Oh man. Fuck that. That's bullshit. Good. Well, anyway, that's why we call it loot. Is because it's referring to the first instrument that is retrieved in Final Fantasy 1, which is a loot. We gotta get the loot. Gotta get the loot. Let's go get the loot. Anyway, just a little bit of video game history. I originally played Final Fantasy 1 on the PlayStation, I think it was. They recently did a pixel remaster. Because I think I might have played it a little bit on the NES, but I certainly didn't finish it. But on PlayStation, they had released a re-release of Final Fantasy 1 and 2, and it was actually pretty good. I don't know why they did a big pixel remaster. I don't understand. Thinking back at it, why don't they just release the PlayStation 1 version of Final Fantasy? Because graphically, it's better. And I'm also wondering why they didn't do an HD 2D remaster like Dragon Quest. Not complaining, just it's a curious choice. Because they did such a good job on, like, if you've looked at the Dragon Quest HD 2D remakes or whatever, the HD 2D remakes is exactly what every 2D role-playing game needs. It is beautiful. They did an amazing job with them. They're spectacular to look at. I haven't played them yet. I don't have the... I beat Dragon Warrior 1 and 2 when I was a little boy on Game Boy. And I just don't have it in me to go play that again right now. Because I spent a lot of time on it. And my time is split between myself and my son. So, like, when I play game, and, you know, I have some goals like exercise and stuff, and a lot of times when I play a game like that, it's just, I will just focus on it for a very long period of time. Alright, so I'm having a little bit of trouble navigating in this zone. I'm just having trouble cementing the map in my brain. Okay. Especially without the light. And I know that there's another entrance. Alright, so there's two entrances. Let me see this one. And it's not really two entrances. Well, it is, because there's this. Okay. I think I've got it now. Let me go back. Take a breath of fresh light. It'd be nice to have a torch to be able to burn cobwebs. I'll have to remember that. Because I'm definitely wanting to make a game, a dungeon crawler. See, what I want to do is I want to make an open world, like with an overworld, with dungeons that are exactly like this. Each one is a different dungeon crawler. Because, you know, a lot of popular media references games like this. But the games aren't nearly as good as what the media makes them out to be. A lot of the games that a lot of these comics, anime, and webtoons and stuff that they make these stories out of, the game design in the web comic or whatever is way better than the actual game they're referencing. And I want to make the game that everybody wants, but no one is willing to make. Like even Skyrim and stuff, like, I don't understand the hype, man. Like, I don't see enough of a difference between Morrowind and Oblivion and Skyrim for me to want to put the amount of hours into either Oblivion or Skyrim that I put into Morrowind. I put so many out. Oh, excuse me, I'm hiccuping. I put so many hours into Morrowind back when it was released on the Xbox that whenever Oblivion came out, I was so excited. And when I started to play the game, I looked at it and I was like, okay, this is the world I wanted to play in, a traditional role-playing world. Goblins, just like trees, regular human civilization, not weird bugs and stuff. It was the world I wanted to be in, but I'd spent so many hours in Morrowind that I was like, well, it's just the same shit. It's just more quests. Like, there are other game titles that have introduced new mechanics to the games. And at the time, I might have been able to buy one game every few months, a couple of games a year. So when I bought a game, I had to put a lot of thought into it. And I bought Oblivion, and I just couldn't get behind it because I'd spent so much time in Morrowind that I didn't even finish the expansions in Morrowind. And just so whenever I played Oblivion, I played around a little bit, but I just couldn't get into it. And then I bought Skyrim when I had graduated from training in the army, and I was being placed at my unit. And again, I just tried to get into Skyrim, but I just didn't really, I was fresh into the military. I was in a world where I didn't know any single person. I didn't know any person that I met. I was surrounded by people I didn't know. And so was pretty much everybody else that I knew. The group of people that I was running around with. The only reason we knew each other was for the several months of training we had together. And even then, I didn't really talk to anybody too much. I kind of just existed with other people. And it was a good time. I really enjoyed it. And I bought Skyrim, and I tried to play it. I was on a laptop, but I couldn't get into it. And it's not a slight on either Morrowind or Oblivion. It's just that, let's see, during Oblivion, Alexa, what year did the Elder Scrolls Oblivion release? (2006). Alexa, what month did the Elder Scrolls Oblivion release? Alexa, what month did the Elder Scrolls Oblivion release? Okay, so I was a junior in high school. I was probably playing World of Warcraft. And the social aspect of World of Warcraft trumped. Alexa, stop. No one's talking to you. I feel like the latest update of Alexa, she is kind of rude. I don't really like her so much. I need to be nicer to her. They forced me to change to her, the update, and I was super unhappy because I liked the predecessor. Shit, I fell in a hole. I really liked the predecessor. I don't need to explore that hole again. There wasn't anything in there. So I can just continue. It's not that big a deal. If there had been anything, I think the only thing different is this trap. And I didn't dodge it that time. That's the only thing that I triggered that was the only thing I triggered new. Yeah, I was pretty upset when they forced me to use the new Alexa. I'd been using the old Alexa for so long. I was very disappointed at the change and they required me to make it, probably because they didn't support the old Alexa anymore. Not a happy day for me. But I'm not someone who likes change, especially if it's not a really relevant change. And I don't think this new Alexa took it well that I didn't want her around. Not that I didn't want her around, but I just wasn't happy that she had been updated or whatever. So I find it a little bit slower to respond, and some of the commands are different. They changed some of the commands, so now I have to change the command words for her. It's a little frustrating, but I'll get used to her. Just like I got used to using Alexa in the first place, I guess. Not a big fan of change things that work unless they provide something that they didn't provide before. Like, I didn't like the voice change. I don't feel like it's enough of a difference to like warrant the change, or it's too much of a difference. It's kind of a higher pitched voice. One door. And a broken wall. A second door. Alright. We'll go through the broken wall first. But I do have great fond memories of Morrowind. Running away from weird, what were they called? Thralls or something? Thrasks? I can't remember, man. I remember the first time I ever encountered one, though. I had such a good time with Morrowind. It was my first action role-playing game. My first first-person shooter action role-playing game, anyway. It was quite a good experience, and I did experiment with the engine a lot. I had a great time with it. Two doors, and then the original wall that I entered through. There were probably some lanterns here that broke. Okay, here is this wall. Or this door, I remember now. I was exploring that area. When I was getting frustrated. Because I couldn't find any light. It was frustrating me quite a bit. this is the hall that I believe the Morok was in. Morok. Something. If there's two R's in a row, are you supposed to roll the R's? Mororok. Quickly. Morok. Where's the spiders? I'm leaving myself open, man. Alright, yeah. I remember originally I had 3 coins here as a warning not to go any further. So we'll save that hall. There's one large lateral hallway beyond the 3rd large room, and that's what this is. This is the little mining area room. I will save that. There was only one room that had a rope. I'm gonna go with the boost to night vision. I know this room has a hole in it. Breathe a little bit. Nothing new found so far. Alright. And this is, again, that large lateral hallway. No, wait, yeah, this specifically is that room with the hole in it. Alright, so let's go back to the main room. Because of the statue, I'm calling that particular this particular room the main room. Because it's a large room with no lights in it. And if there were a bridge right here, it would enter into the next portion, but there's not. Alright, so let's go to the southwestern edge our explorations. Normally I wouldn't check left first, but since it's a closed off area, I'm just checking the walls to make sure that there's nothing there. I know that that's the room with the sharpening stone. So I know it's a dead end, so we'll explore it now. Sharpen, since we're here. Large sharpening stone. Another nightmare. Still not being attacked. That's the large lateral-ish hallway. Alright, we've done a full loop. And yikes. Almost died from darkness. Let's do a rest. Hope we get attacked. Come on, give me a spider or something. Nope, just a nightmare. Well, alright. Let's go get the light real quick. Don't I have a ring of darkness resistance? Let's put that on. That should make it the exploration a little bit easier. Alright, where am I? So this is a room I've already explored. It's not something that needs to be worried about. Another nightmare. And yet it still won't send me an enemy to dispatch. Not a hole I can crawl into, but this finishes all entryways into the main chamber, the statue chamber. That's not something I want to explore right now. So rather than explore this one, we're gonna go explore this wall. Because I know it's a dead end as well. I know where this goes. I might consider taking a look at it in a little bit. Fortunately, I have some light. Let's hope we get a monster attack. Nope. I'd say that this first level, this dungeon, is well and truly cleared. If this were an MMORPG with a system of world, like where the world actually changed, then even if it wasn't an MMORPG, but if this dungeon were part of a greater world, say imagine a world of reclaiming areas from the darkness. And this first floor could probably be considered cleared and reclaimed. And then the elements would there would be elements of like replacing all the lights, fixing broken walls so that no one else who explored the area got damaged by the pitfalls and stuff. Disengaging the traps, but still having access to them for research, for like defensive purposes. Having scholars in here studying the architecture and the technology, probably having people create. It wouldn't be truly cleared because you'd want people like putting ladders down here to explore all the depths. It's not considered fully explored until every inch has been tested. And part of that involves also testing the depths. Like how far down does it go? It can't be that far, Alright, I know where this goes. We're gonna meet it at the other side. I'm not crouching and crawling. We're gonna test this room. This was the Moroc's room. Maybe there's an orb in here. Oftentimes these rooms guarded by these boss characters or boss type characters have more valuable stuff. I didn't mean to loot that. I prefer my spikes. I'd love to be able to repair my shields. This is my favorite shield so far. It's great. It's got spikes and what is it? Leather straps or something that reduces stamina usage. Yeah, leather padding reduces this. So these are my two ideal shield enhancements. Thankfully, it's not an enchantment because guess what? Blacksmiths can do things to shields that don't require magic, like putting shield spikes and padding. And one thing is, if I make a game, it'll probably be a game that doesn't have any magic in it whatsoever. It will probably have technology and engineering, but there will be no magic because magic is not a real thing. And if it is real, it's probably something that will corrupt souls. So why play with magic whenever we can play with engineering and technology? And yeah, so when I make a game, there will be no magic in it. Would that I could do magic in real life without it damning my soul, but I can't, so I'm not gonna support its use. I'm not so attracted to magic that I'm willing to damn my soul to hell for eternity to play with it. Especially when I can just... there's other avenues of interest. Though it would be cool to have magical powers. But I'll take God-given powers any day of the week, any year, any month, any second over spirit, demon granted parasitic infection stuff. Oh, one of the things that the guy I was watching, Splattercat, who introduced this game, he kind of mentioned it as possibly like a playing Dungeons and Dragons by yourself kind of game. And I'd say that's fairly accurate. That's one of the things that drew it to me. Because I like Dungeons and Dragons, but, you know, if you're playing in a group of people, especially if you don't know everyone, you might find yourself playing with some people who are just like so opposed to your way of life and playing that you almost want to turn on them and like become the big bad in their campaign because they're evil or whatever. And the big bad and an evil, like, what is the big bad to Arthas? You know, it's the player who defeats him. Who was the big bad to Hitler? Well, it was the Allied forces. Just depends on your perspective, I guess. And so it kind of sucks playing with other people, because that's really, I don't have enough people to play with. Was fortunate enough to play with some people, one of which I knew, and that was fun. But outside of that, I'd pretty much just be playing with strangers, and I spent enough of my life playing pickup games with strangers. Maybe another time. It sucks, man. It also sucks making friends with someone that you'll never meet in real life. Alright, so did I finish this corridor? Yes, because this is the lateral corridor I was referring to. So... some of my favorite people in the world were people that I met online and never met in real life, and then when life changed, lost contact with, and will likely never contact ever again. Will never speak to ever again. So this kind of sucks. But then again, I'll probably never speak to the people I met in the military ever again, and I spent 7 years there. So it's it's whatever. Gotta just get used to never meeting the people I've spent time in my life with ever again. Alright. Which one is this? Alright, let's go explore that other room, because I am not 100% certain where it comes out anymore. I thought I knew, but I'm uncertain. I'm still kind of hoping for like a wall or something, or some kind of like switch, because there's still that grated doorway that I haven't found the handle, the mechanism that opens it. Oh, whoops. Can I get to something that's going to recover my life force? Or am I about to die? Come on, give me a spider or something. Or is this... Or have I really killed everything in this first level? I guess I have. I'm hoping to start my training by about noon. Noon is no later than 1 o'clock. I probably should start now, but I just don't want to, be honest. Alright, so that whole side is explored. And now we can begin on the lateral hall. The way I originally explored it was from the left side, so I'm going to explore it from the right side this time. Start off, let's go to the farmost right edge. Alright, this is that room. Let's save it real quick. I'll try for a spider attack. Oh, well, I'll be right back. I gotta use the bathroom again. All right, I've returned. Let's continue this and hopefully find the object that I'm looking for. Where am I? There's no map, so where did I leave off? Oh, right. Okay, I'm over here where I left the 3 coins originally. Right? This is where that fellow is. I don't suppose you've seen an orb around. kind of like the tendrils on the edge of the screen, showing that the darkness is like there. Let's see, does it go away? I didn't notice it before. Come on, give me that light. Yes, the tendrils go away. Alright, all that's left in this hall is that shortcut room, but we are gonna go up the center of it just in case I missed a body. Because I'm thinking that's where this orb must be. Okay. Now we're gonna go through the shortcut. But not all the way, just to the edge of the other room. Okay, we're here. We're gonna do something foolish. First, we're gonna save. Excuse me. Look, I had a fish oil pill. I had burp fish oil. Okay. Let's do a save, and then we're gonna do something dumb, but still worth checking out. did my Blade of Unity get it damaged if it wasn't even what I was holding? So what I'm thinking is that there is going to be some back and forth between the top level and the bottom level. And this is something that needs to be fixed on the second floor. Of course, it's not interacting anymore. Not happy that my shield is about to die. Is there a way to repair the shield? Because I like this shield. Maybe I should have taken it off before exploring. I want to sleep in that. Alright, this is the final chamber. So we're going to go across to the other side and leave this final chamber for the end. See, what is up with that? That's where I need to go. No, okay, I see it. Yeah, I already know where that goes. That's in that other room. Alright, I know that, let's see, was this the twisty room? Okay, yeah, no, this is the spider room. This is the mechanism room. But I'll give it a once over just in case. Here. Yeah, dark sight is improved when sneaking. Quite a significant amount. And the color changes to black and white, which makes things easier to see as well. Broken chests. I think the final orb would be in this room with all this crap. Tiredness, huh? Okay, the orb is not here. Something I didn't see before. But it's probably just a repeat. Explore this hallway a little bit more. That coin means that it's just dead end. It's a death room. This is the last major area to explore before we'll find the road. Unless it's possible. Either way, we'll come back in a moment. Let's go ahead and once over the walls again. Sometimes, now, this would be frustrating, but sometimes I've noticed that lootables have a little hard time being targeted. Like sometimes certain books. save. Before we dive into that last hole. Well, we do have that other room that I don't completely remember. So it's possible that I missed it. Like, I wonder what this machine's all about. Is it a stove or... Let's check this last room. I think I've on this once over, done this one again, but I wonder where that room is over there. Oh, is that the bell? Okay, that's the bell. Though nothing happens when I ring the bell. One last room, and then a hole in the ground. Add a hole in the wall. Okay. I remember now. The weapons room. Alright, that's it then. Just didn't recognize it from that perspective. Alright, let's go. Let's go explore the hole in the wall. Which leads to the depths cavern. But first, we're going to give an opportunity for a monster to attack us. Here we go. Definitely only 4 legs, so I guess that wasn't enough. So we're gonna need, what, another monster to attack us? Ooh, almost fell in that hole. Alright, that wasn't good. Alright. Then this is the last area to explore before the final run. I'm only going this way because I know it's the wrong way. which means it's a dead end and I don't have to travel very far. That's why I'm going the wrong way, because I know that it's a dead end, so I know I don't have to do much to fully explore that area. Alright, there's a room across the way. I don't think I've been in there in a while. There it is. I must have ignored this. I missed this whole thing. So that's 2. Oh, what? And I fucking destroyed a light on accident. What a shame am I. What a shameful person. Okay, I got that achievement. Nice. And found an area that I wasn't familiar with before. Alright, well, that was a quick venture, and I found what I was looking for. Let's check this other side. Looks like there's something here. What a pain in the ass. Tell you what, I'm just gonna drop this. Wait, where the fuck am I? Where am I? Oh, I lost myself. No, I'm just come on, spider. Oh. Oh, fuck you. What are you doing today? You're just falling down holes. At least Pitfall allowed you to climb back out of them. I can't stand bottomless holes. It's frustrating. Like, where is he going? How did he get back to his bed? Like, who's gonna get hit by a swing that slow, man? Unless you're just trying to be stupid. Yeah, I like that stagger though. Like, you got hit by a big piece of metal, man. You for sure need to step back and reconsider your life. Alright, let's do this. I'm gonna go back and save. Drop this big weighty piece of metal and repair my sword so I don't have to keep doing it. Because I feel like even though I got the achievement, that I needed to keep save this time. Repair. You're not gonna let me sharpen it? Was it already sharpened or something? It was broken, but it was sharp. That's interesting to know. I still don't understand why that sword was being damaged. But whatever. It can be repaired. I don't know if that's a feature just for the warrior or what, to be able to repair his sword, but I'm certainly grateful that he can do it. Alright, let's finish this little area real quick. I didn't want to pick that up. I was just checking it out. Almost fell down. You suck. Not you, guy. Turn on the light. The light sucks. Like, why'd you gotta explode? Alright, there's a spider room over here that I can explore. Nice to see that I finally found it. What I was looking for. Oh, no. No. That sucks. But I mean, that's about as easy as it would be to fall down a hole. It makes more sense to fall down these holes than it would be for the character to just not fall down the hole. Like, you ever stepped off of something? It sucks. Oh man, no, you mother, are you trash. So I wonder if the spider can crawl across that web. It landed on the spider web for a second, so I would think that it would be safe to assume that yes, they can crawl. The harmful effects are over. What you think in your head whenever someone you don't want to be at your house is at your house. About your spider poison. Doomed to die. If someone finds this letter, know this. I am not like those who are thrown in here, but that no longer matters. Here we are all the same. We are already dead, just still breathing. The cursed garrison, that's what they call it. Once the best were sent here to protect people from the creatures that emerged from Dargroth. Now we are simply exiled here to die, like carrion unworthy of the crown. They say few soldiers survive more than 2 years here. I can see why. We are too few, the monsters are too many. They wait, stretching their claws through the cracks in the walls. No one will save us. No one will remember us. If you have found this letter, leave while you still can. Good advice. The door is shut, collapsed. There's no exit, no escape. Let's examine your body for bestiary entries. That is not the direction I was trying to hit, bud. I'm not trying to get you to attack the rocks. Are you just trying to break your sword on purpose? Are you tired of it? You want a new one? The best one on the level. You're not going to get any better. Nice shield. But wow, look at that. I found it. I feel so relieved right now. Ooh. Let's go save so that all this exploration is chronicled. Oh, I didn't mean to save. It didn't save. Shit. Well, let's chill here for a minute then. Ancient plate armor. Well, now would be a good time to go repair the armor. I'll do that. So there's no way to repair my shield though, man. I don't want to lose this shield. Oh fuck. Turn wrong way. Beyond the boundaries of the world of light, in the abyss of the underground realm, I continue my journey like a handful of dust thrown to the wind. I don't know where the next day will take me. Dawn is but a memory when I step into the shadows of Dargroth. I head downward, grappling with fear and hope, cutting off my way back. In an abandoned chamber underground, I found a unique metallic sphere. Its surface is adorned with glowing lines forming a complex pattern. This sphere might be linked to the activation of some ancient device. Today I stumbled upon caves infested with monstrous spiders. Their lair stretches deep into the darkness, with webs covering the walls and floor. Egg sacs litter the ground, trembling as if something stirs within. A cursed place. This day was full of trials, but I'm still alive and moving forward. There's room for hope even in the dungeon. I'll hope that I survive tomorrow. Sharpen weapon, repair. Alright, now since we explored everything and I did find something that I didn't have before, we're gonna finish our explorations. I only have seconds left of lantern light. Come on, give me a fucking way to climb back up. What bullshit. Like, how about a chance to catch oneself on the edge? I just repaired this shit, and I lost 5 durability on each. For real. Trash. Put trash. I remember, I can't say fuck anymore, but I say trash. Can't say shit, damn, or anything like that. It's all trash. Maybe I'll find some better words. I'm kind of tired of sex-related curses. I was expecting this depths tower thing to be much larger. But I'm almost done. There's nothing left to find. I thought I'd already done this, so what's going on? Why is it all closed off again? I deserve that one. That one's entirely my fault. Fucking go away, sword. What are those dodecahedrons? I don't know what the proper term is. They're 20-sided polygons, though. Alexa, what is a dodecahedron? Alexa, what is the name of a 20-sided polygon? Alexa, sorry, I don't mean a flat shape. I mean a three-dimensional 20-sided object. Thank you. Oh, almost went onto the imaginary floor. Let's do a quick double check. There's a bunch of rings in this room. saving room. That was close. Alright, let's go activate the mechanism and then get out of this dungeon. What that did. You think it did anything? You think it affected the rest of the game, the rest of the level? Alright, last room. Let's give it a once over. Died there. Woo! Yeah, do a little roll. I'm looking forward to roly-poly times. I'm gonna be doing a lot of rolls. Alright, and this is freshly opened doorway. Morgoth must have ran away. Morok. Morosh. Morok. I don't know the words. Come on, come something come out of the well. Something come out of the well and attack me. Please. Alright, well let's go repair our armor and then go downstairs. It'd be great if I could repair my shield as well. But I would say safely that aside from some lingering spiders and nisses crawling out of nowhere, which are definitely a threat, that this level is cleared. What's going on? I can't interact with it. Oh, son of a bitch. Trash, I mean. Final save for this playthrough. And then we're gonna go downstairs. Shield is heavily at risk though. Journal. Day 53. By the campfire amid the dangers of the dungeon, I've found a moment of calm. Here I can rest and record the events of the past day. My efforts were not in vain. The mysterious ancient spheres turned out to be the key to launching the mysterious mechanism. As soon as I installed the last sphere, the surrounding hall began to shimmer with magical light, and thousands of particles inside the huge capsule started to whirl as if awakening from an eon's long slumber. That's everything except me.